Yo, so I just landed in Bangkok, and throughout this whole journey for the last couple of weeks, I had some fucked up shit happen. Shit that happened on my business life where we had to pay over $11,000 in costs all of a sudden. Doing my personal life, on the travel itself, my friend getting a heavy Bali belly, puking everywhere trying to get to the hotel on a ticking time bomb. To myself, just facing difficulties that are gonna take some time and focus to overcome. Now, all this shit, all these problems that I got in my way inspired me to make this video for you watching right now. Because throughout my whole entrepreneurial career, making over $1 million last year in 2025, I've stuck to this fundamental principle of failure leading into greatness. And I'm gonna explain to you what that concept actually means in truly comprehensible terms and logic, because I see so many people on the internet spreading inspirational quotes, and quotes are very fun to look at and get motivated, but they only really actually work if you fundamentally live by them. And there's a very big difference there. You can hear a quote and be like, yeah, that's true. Or you can live by it. And I'm gonna show you how to live by the idea that failure and problems are the key to your growth. So stick with me now. I'm gonna give you my examples, give you some of my actual problems, and we're gonna turn that into logic so that you can start living by this idea. And when you understand that failure leads to greatness, your whole life can change, but you need to truly believe it. And the first way you need to create that belief is by taking full responsibility for where you are right now in life. From the days where I was sitting in my small dorm room in Amsterdam, having a shit job, a university that was failing, parents on my ass, I took complete responsibility for this position, mentally breaking down and realizing it's so far been all my fault. For you watching, look around you. Look around you, like physically, look at the room. Where are you right now watching this video? Maybe you're in your room, maybe you're on the toilet, I don't fucking know. Point is, take responsibility for your position. If you're on the toilet right now, that must be a funny example. But beyond that, take responsibility for the things that you want to change. Look at your bank account. If that's not something you're satisfied with, take that into account. Look at your relationship. If that's something that you're not satisfied with right now, take that into account. Actual growth all starts at the fundamental acceptance of you taking responsibility for where you are in life. Now, practically 99% of people don't do this, right? If you ask them, yo bro, why are you not training right now? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not sticking to your word? All the things you said you would do for 2026. The answer you're gonna hear is always the same. Man, I wanted to do it, but something got up, or this person did this, and this. Rarely will you hear somebody say, it's my fault, I need to change it, I know I'm fucking up, this is my plan to actually change it, right? And the first problem lays there. You gotta take full responsibility for everything. If you don't do that, you can't follow what I'm about to explain to you, because you're not even able to accept the failures that you've made so far, the lessons that you have to learn so far. And the mind works in a way where it cannot fool itself. So you can't live by this quote if you're not able to take the initial step of accepting and agreeing that you fucked up, if you're not in the position and the growth curve where you want to be. If you can't do that, the back of your mind always knows, like, whatever you're doing afterwards, you can't even accept the starting point. So you'll become what some books describe as a drifter. This comes from Outwitting the Devil. For the guys that have read that, you know. A drifter is somebody that's essentially being led astray by the devil, and the closest resemblance to a drifter that you can imagine if you haven't read the books is somebody that says, you know, I just give up. We all have these type of people in their life. They just give up. You're like, yo bro, what are you doing today? No, I'm just gonna chill, drink, smoke, party. Like, you can see in their eyes, bro, they're not conscious. Like, they miss a sense of consciousness. And it's not that they don't have this consciousness, but they're just in this drifter mode. They call this drifting, right? You're drifting away from your purpose. It's never that the people that give up and start drifting are getting closer to God or are working on any of those fundamentals. If you look at people, put everything into their relationship with God and becoming a better human, you can see in these people's eyes, bro, they're awake, they're up, they're conscious. Everybody, including myself, doesn't matter how successful you are, how much money you have, will be led astray into this drifter mode. And it's up to you to get out of that, which all starts at accountability, responsibility. And this was the painful truth I had to swallow when I was in my dorm room with 200 euros in my bank account, failing my study and having my mom constantly tell me I need to get a fucking job. That's when I had to realize, okay, you know what? Maybe I am a piece of shit right now. Maybe I am not doing what I'm supposed to do right now. So let me start changing that. Which is only in that moment, when you are accepting it, you can start opening your mind up for concepts like failure leading into greatness. Every problem that you go through, or every problem that's stacked up in this stack of problems that you need to solve and you're avoiding to solve, is gonna lead you a step closer into greatness. And the way I talk to myself about this is always in terms of karma. I know that every problem that I beat, has a reward at the end of it, which is of equal karmic value if I get it solved. So if it's a big problem, I know if I solve it, there's gonna be an equally big karmic exchange where the reward after this problem gives me this boost in karma that's equal to the size of the problem. Very important, some problems that you have stacked up are still giving you equal karmic values, but they don't suddenly change your life. You can solve a very big problem right now in your life, and you'll be looking at that, and if you look at the physical world, you're like, yo, nothing really changed. Like, even if you make 10 bands right now online, you're gonna be surprised. Your life doesn't really change that much. Like, you're not gonna suddenly go out because you made 10 bands once. You're still in your room, you're still here, and that's why you gotta look at the entire picture, right? What has this problem, this lesson that you've learned from solving the problem or from failing and now having to deal with this loss, what is at the end of the line mentally? Because most lessons don't pay off in the physical world, they pay off in the mental world, where you grow as a person. That's one of the biggest things karma can give you. Because we've all seen it on the internet, dudes that make like 200 million off stealing somebody's Bitcoin. And you look at what they're doing with their money, and you're thinking, bro, you're such an idiot. Like, why are you spending it like that? You just stole 200 million. Why are you spending it like a dumbass? It's because they get so much money in something that they didn't actually achieve karmically. And you see the karmic retribution even happens then, because these guys are all in jail now because they spent their money recklessly, right? Look at the entire playfield and start counting. This is what I do myself. Anytime I face a problem, I'm keeping in the back of my mind, I'm keeping kind of track almost of like, okay, I have this problem now, I have this going on, this stack of problems piled up. If I solve all these things, what's gonna be at the end of the line? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have more stability, I'm gonna make money, I'm gonna do something that I actually align with, I'm gonna get a sense of happiness, I'm gonna get a sense of fulfillment. You'll stack these up, and at the end of the line, you'll see they'll match. Like, they'll literally match, you'll feel it, like the input and the output match. And sometimes you'll put in a lot of work for a problem, you'll solve it, and it will look like the karmic exchange isn't that much. But trust me, wait that problem out, give it 2, 3, 4 weeks, and you're gonna be realizing, you know what, my ego was just tripping. I thought I only gained so much, but really, if I stack it up, they match. Now the sad thing about this is that still, even though you're watching this video and you maybe resonate with me, realistically, 95 to 99% of people never get this. So the only thing I can do is speak to you watching right now. Try and transfer the energy that I got going on from speaking to you into this camera to explain and emphasize on how fucking important this is. When you don't take responsibility for your actions, you don't have a framework like this, you cannot change your life. You literally can't. Take that accountability. Stop being sad about where you are right now. Because brother, trust me, I know there's some guys watching right now that go through fuck shit. Shit that is just fucked up, okay? And you can be sad about it, you can hate the world, it's all fine, but at the end of the line, you gotta step the fuck up. Because only if you do so are you gonna realize that you can change everything. Only if you take full control over every outcome and say, you know what, all this shit happened, but it's my responsibility. Some things are my fault, and the things that are out of my control, I'm gonna let them be out of my control. I'm not gonna try and control that. Because the hardest thing of this all is that the battle is fought right now. The battle is not fought tomorrow. The battle is not fought in a week. Every time you have that thought, every time you realize you're drifting away, you need to fight the battle right now. You can't fight it tomorrow or any different time than now. And anytime you decide to do so, anytime you think you can get away with that, the problems are just gonna stack up. The problems are just gonna stack up. You need to act now. And that's the most difficult and painful part, because you might be on the fucking toilet right now, be like, yo, I don't wanna fight shit, I just wanna watch a video. You have to fight now, because God doesn't wait for you to change. It gives you chances in the form of a problem or a lesson, and just as with everything, it's your responsibility to act. Peace out.